Hi, so this video is going to be about how to move around the kit with the maximum efficiency. And this is something I spent a lot of time working on when I was at music college, with working with my teacher there, the great British jazz drummer, Trevor Tompkins. It's not something that shows immediate results. That's the first thing to mention. This is definitely a medium to long-term kind of gain on this. But over time, I found after working on this a lot, I saw significant improvements in my playing, with my flow around the kit, with the clarity and accuracy of my placement of the notes, and also, of course, with my speed of getting around the kit. So this is definitely something I think is very important, and it's always something I teach my students. If you've landed on this video through following the link in one of my books, The Guided Practice Routines for Drums, then, well, first of all, thank you for purchasing the book. And essentially, I wanted to make a video to show you what I was talking about in the introduction there, and to just demonstrate what I mean. And there's a couple of key things we need to just clarify and program in. So that book is full of exercises that combine technique, coordination, and movement all together. So that was kind of the point of those books. And if you haven't got one of those books, then please do check out the link below. Thank you. So movement studies, yeah. So this is it's generic. It's not specific to any style of music. This is really about mastering your instrument and getting the maximum efficiency as we move around the instrument. As I said, there's a couple of things that we just need to clarify. So I'm going to show you what I mean. So without further ado, let's jump onto the kit and I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, so hopefully this camera shot's good, so you can see what I'm doing. I feel like I got my back to you a bit, though, while I'm talking to you. So there's two things, really, with this movement studies. And the aim is to keep a consistent stick height and position as you move around the kit, so that the sticks maintain the same relative position to the drums, okay? There's two things we're going to do with that. Number one is, as you move around the drums, we want to avoid this, basically. We don't want to be doing this. Well, you want to move your hips and rotate your shoulders as we come around to the floor tom there, okay? And what this does, can you see how my hands are sort of maintaining the same position relative to each drum as I come around? So on the snare drum, this is the position, which is essentially about 90 degrees on the sticks, okay? Now, as I move up to the toms here, I'm going to bring my hands in together. So I've now about 45-degree angle. But I'm not doing this. I'm not doing parallel French timpani grip, okay? So I'm keeping my hands turned over, 45 degrees. And from that position, I kind of maintain that same shape as I move around the kit. And what I'm doing is I'm twisting my shoulders, yeah? And my hips, okay? And what I want to get is I want to maintain the stick height relative to each drum, and I want to hit the dead center in the middle of each drum, okay? So that's basically the shape as I move around. Now, the other thing I said, two things, another thing to avoid, which you might find you do in the beginning, which is this. As you're playing the drums, the tom-toms, I find some of my students, they reset their hands back to this position after they hit each drum. And again, that's not efficient. So as you're up here, when you're doing your fills, you want to keep your hands out. So as you come around the kit, this is the shape, yeah? We're not doing this as we're playing the toms. Because, again, we're essentially going for the minimal movement, maximum efficiency, maximum consistency around the kit. So, you've got to work on this slowly. It's something you've got to program in over time. It's not something you can just pick up and learn in one go. Coordination is a bit like that. With coordination, you find that you can't do it. Oh, I can do it, This is technique. This is drips of water on a stone. This is long term. So we just have to do it when we're practicing every day, but working in a very conscious, deliberate way, so that we're programming our subconscious, so that eventually that becomes normal. That becomes a habit. That's what we're trying to do. So you have to work slowly and very consciously. So just very simple movements around the kit. You see how even at speed there, I'm kind of maintaining that shape as I go around the kit. Now, sorry, Don't practice like that, whatever you do. I'm just showing off a bit here to demonstrate the technique, okay? So I definitely didn't practice it like that. I'm just showing you now I've got it up to speed what I can do. Practice slowly. Practice very slowly. That's how I did it with Trevor, okay? This is literally what we would do a lot of things. And in the book, you've got lots of these exercises, okay? Okay, all right, so paradiddles. And you see how I'm just maintaining that shape as I go around the kit. That's essentially it. That's all there is to it. Okay, have fun with that. I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio, bye.